AM 560. The answer.
The same willful slave that tells you don't worry about a license plate reader. Doesn't matter if you got nothing to hide. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. If you got nothing to hide, doesn't matter. Those are the same scumbags that support Democrat mafia states when they will not turn over their voter rolls. Same ones. Because they know they have something to hide. I mean, after all, in our once great city and state, you've been bragging for what, 70 years about how you stole an election? You've been bragging your ass off for 65 years. Well, we stole that back in 60, huh? And you laughed about it. And that's how you get used to being scumbags. It really is. That's how you get used to it. That's why the voter polls and the people who demand integrity in the system, they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Republican lawmakers also pushing for the House to pass stronger election integrity bills. The MEGA Act, or Make Elections Great Again, would require photo ID and proof of citizenship to register. And also it would establish...
Whoa. Let all the Democrats, you got to fight against that, right? Because you've been using illegal aliens with anonymity to steal a plethora of different items from. A plethora of different programs and money, kickbacks, everything from fake kids that don't exist to medical procedures you never did. You thieving rats. Tony Roselle. Tony. All right, we'll get back to Tony. He's busy. He's probably working out. My guys work out. They're not busy because of the Democrats where they can't figure out how to use the phone. Mark, Northwest Indiana.
Hey, Sean, question for you about Ted Dabrowski. We're not going to be able to fix the election integrity this cycle around. Can he make it too big to rig? In other words, can he bring the receipts to show the taxpayers, because it always comes down to money, can he show the taxpayers the cost of this corruption to at least gain a foothold and win some of these Chicagoans over?
So
you
let's
have to win south of I-80.
So let's
got to win Chicago.
Yeah, but let's pretend for a minute that I didn't know and respect him and have an appreciation for his intellect because of years of him proving it. Let's just pretend I didn't know the circumstances, right? And I'm one of the guys you say. He is the only person who has achieved anything with honesty. He's the only one who's ever worked in an actual industry, worked for an actual mission. Who are his competition? Who's his competition on the Republican side? What do you got? Darren Bailey, who I'll tell you what, you better put Bosco behind his ears if you want a dog to lick him. Unlikable with that nonsense speak. I can't tell I don't even know what the hell I don't like him at all. So let me be very frank. I don't like him. I don't think he can win anything. Or the fraud who's making fun of conservatives, who's making fun of Republicans, and Rick Heidner. A guy who built an empire by taxing morons and turning used to not so bad neighborhoods into ghettos with his video poker, who bribed Democrats for what, $8 million to a variety of different scum Democrats at all state levels to get Gold Rush Gaming in, who bribed Republicans to keep out any competition, and then he's involved in the marijuana. So is he my guy? He's a Trump Republican. He's actually making fun of you. So if it isn't Ted, brother, I wouldn't even get your ass off of a seat. What do you think of that?
But the question I have, can he bring the receipts to show the average taxpayer the amount of cost, the cost of this corruption? Because I think he would win all those people on the South Side getting robbed in their taxes.
Wire Points, Illinois Policy Institute. He's been doing exposés, investigative journalism on Chicago public schools, on Cook County for at least 15 years. He could rattle it off out of the top of his head. You know Ted's problem? I got one critique of Ted's problem. He's too nice. He's too genteel. That's his problem. He's too civilized. And it's an uncivilized city. When a city has been raped financially, has been cast into servitude for generations, they may not want somebody who's nice and accurate and can read and reason. They might not want that. They might want to be lied to, like they get with Brandon Johnson. They might want to be lied to, like they get with Pritzker. You know, that to me is the biggest problem. I think you have too many low IQ, too many willful, ignorant people who would slap their mother for $5. I think the character of the city is not what it used to be at all. This isn't a city that works anymore. This is a city that robs and rapes and steals and welfare. This isn't a city that has pride in itself. If it did, you couldn't elect a Democrat. What do you think of that?
Well, keep up the good work. South of I-80, we've got it back, but I grew up down there. It's just going to, otherwise we're going to have to find these 32 counties or however many it is, the versus Indiana, Iowa, Missouri, etc.
Ted should really shake the tree and say, for those 33 counties that already voted for secession, that hasn't happened since the Civil War, If 2 years after I win, you want to secede, I'll let you secede. See what happens then.
He's got to win Chicago, Sean. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. You can't win Chicago. It's already, you're even going to have an election? Are you guys even going to entertain yourself with the election? You've been stealing elections since old man Daley could comb his fracking hair. You like it nice and dirty. You got a guy. The hell out of Chicago. Chicago's in the wind. They like it. The crime statistics are down. It's wonderful. Brandon Johnson. It's the what's that thing? The safest big city in America. Safest, most affordable big city in America. Sure it is, you thieving rat. Glenn in Orlando.
Yeah, hey Sean. I have two things on voter ID. First, the dead people are furious about voter ID.
Don't worry, they can still come up with it. You'll get that's the place you could really get voter ID. It's on the stone. Here they are.
And then you remember in 2021, Georgia Republicans passed some rules about voting that made Major League Baseball pull the All-Star game. The rules were requiring ID for mail-in voting, and I think they had something about taking food and water to voters in line was illegal. And all these businesses got bent out of shape.
Yeah.
And Major League Baseball left.
Sure, because they have nothing but the highest character, all on HGH and steroids. Nothing but the highest character among drug addicts. Yeah, get that. I'm so sick of the stupidity of it all. Thank you very much, Glenn. Somebody get me back home, Squirrel. Jerry Nadler. Anybody do a forensic audit? I want to figure out. See, now, Jerry's old school. So when Jerry stole money, you know how he stole it? Like little Dick Durbin. Make the wife a lobbyist. No one will look. Make the nephew a lobbyist. Nobody will put 2 and 2 together. You know why, Squirrel? When you're surrounded by morons, they can't figure out how you steal.
Donald Trump has weaponized ICE against our cities and our people. Torn apart families, terrorized neighbors.
That's Raja. And that narrow-shouldered sissy is going to fight. Fight what? Fight law. Fight order. Fight enforcement of voter integrity. He's going to fight to keep the scumbags rich. He's Raja. 312-642-5600.
This is the Sean Thompson Show, where Democrats are always wrong, Republicans are seldom right, and politicians are never, ever to be trusted. On AM 560, The Answer.